What's good with it? It's your boy Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired. What up? What up? What up? So, as y'all know, your boy always digging in the magic satchel in the bag, trying to get you quality guests. Maybe so you find something new, right? But my person today is a bona fide movie guy. So he's like my first guy that I'll get to bring on the show who has been in movies. And the reason why is because this dude making his own movies, grinding from the bottom. And as a lot of my guests on the show, we go back. Y'all already know what I'm going to say, like Cadillac seats, baby. So without further ado, the all the way around international guy, Mr. Moe Money McCoy. What's good with you, fam?
What it do? What it do? What up, though?
Not much, slow motion. You know me, I'm trying to stay out the way. So,
I can dig that.
I know, man. You know how I go out here. So, Mr. Moe Money McCoy. Me and you go back. So when I say go back, I'm talking about you from Grand Rapids, aka Gunru. You are one of those guys that I talk about frequently on my show of pillars of from where you from and where you trying to get to. So
yes, sir.
For my people that don't know you, a little backstory. Went to high school together, ran in the same hip hop community. Guys, one of the founding fathers of Nappy Head's Assassins, and then you start making movies. I don't even know where to begin with asking questions. I'm just saying, bro, your accolades is lovely. Let me give you what you deserve. Round of applause to the guy for doing this thing.
Thank you.
All right, let's start. Let's go forward backwards. Let's start with the movies and then go backwards into hip hop. So what got you into movies? What made you say, you know what, I don't see the movies I would do. I want to do this.
Well, what really got me started was my boy Jay Love, the other half of Fireproof the group. We were on tour for like 6 months straight, and we were hosting a game show and rapping, and we was hitting every college in the country. And we had came home for 3 months, and so we was back in Grand Rapids, and I just wanted to stay busy because I didn't want to become complacent. So I signed up for a sales seminar, and Jay didn't want to go in. I said, Jay, man, we got to stay productive. So why don't you write a movie or something? I was just being a smart ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, bet. I went into the sales meeting. I learned some good information because the reason why I would go to sales meetings and things like that, so I can learn how to sell the music or whatever I was selling. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You were on that business shit. We frequently
definitely
had that conversation on this show about applying business models to what you're doing. And so when I had Hot Rod on the hook, when I had DJ Blaze, when I had DJ Ill One, right? So any of these guys that I brung on, they're all having the same conversation that you telling me about, which is, bro, I went and took a class on some business. Bro, I got to watching Dr. Boyce Watkins and Peeping Out Business. Bro, I went over here and as crazy as it may sound to some people, I read Donald Trump's book about business. I'm trying to figure out this business thing. So, So continue. So he actually wrote the script?
So while I was in there, he was writing the script. When I came out of the meeting, he had the full script done. And my agreement with him, I said, if you write a script, I'll shoot the movie, because I always had cameras since I since I was like 11. I was signed up for GRTV, and I was checking out the camera and making content ever since then, just following what we were doing as the Nappy Head. And when I had to keep my word because he did what he said he was going to do. I had to do what I said I was going to do. And so I went down and I just started gathering my resources. The script was good. It was a feature film he wrote in an hour. It was pretty good. So I went to GRTV and I reserved the equipment, and I started thinking about how do I legally do a movie, and I did the research, and they told me I had to get everybody to sign a petition in the neighborhood that I'm going to film in. So I got the paperwork printed. I went to every neighbor. The first shot I want to film was on Highland and College. So I went up and down Highland, up and down College, and had people sign saying I was going to be filming here at the corner there, because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I got all the permission. I did everything out by the book, and then we were out there filming on the first day. And I had all the equipment. I had the big cranes out there. It was like 50 people out there, and we just was doing a great thing, man. Everybody was on the same vibe. We was just creating together, making the movie, doing the scene, and then the police pull up, and they pull up and they like, what's going on here? Break this up, because the police don't like gatherings of people.
Right.
Still don't.
Right. Well, it's always been the breakdown. If they don't know first what's going on, then they're going to come and instantly try to break up a crowd more than, let's say, 20, especially if they're African Americans. You probably shouldn't be in a group bigger than 4.
Yeah. So I did put in the proper paperwork like I was told to, so they were aware of me filming there.
Okay.
But they came and they dismantled us. They told us we couldn't do it. They ripped up my paperwork, and then they took a couple people to jail. So the next day, I said, forget the paperwork. I'm gonna just go film. So I'm filming on Madison and Dickinson, and just one street over. And we were on the steps, and we were filming, and it was about 15 people out there. And here come the police again. 2 beat cops walk up. They like, what's going on here? I said, man, I'm trying to film a movie, man. Dang, do y'all want to be in it? They was like, no. And then they just kept going. and from there, I filmed for the rest of the day. We filmed for three days, and we filmed the whole movie that was on the script. I did the casting, the way I did casting, I just casted all my cousins.
Family first.
Yep. So I had to learn how to do this. So, and then I leveraged a few relationships that I had, such as like Infinity Piper Infinity with my boy Howard. I knew one of the salesmen there really well. So I said, hey man, I'm doing the movie, and I need some cars in it. Would you like to highlight your car in my movie? They were like, heck yeah. They gave us like 5 different cars.
For sure.
We used them in the movie, and then I leveraged some, radio station contacts at 104.5 to get into 6 nightclub. Back in the day, it was 6 nightclub that over there where the Big Stack is.
Yep. And, I remember that little joint. I remember that.
Yeah, so they let us film over there, inside and outside of the building. And once we got done filming, we took it up to GRTV, and me and Javen Love just started editing the movie. This is the whole process I'm going through, and I'm having a blast. You know what I'm saying? So we edit the movie, and we got a final product, and we got a trailer. So I set up a meeting with Celebration Cinema, which had Studio 28 back then.
Right.
I asked, could I meet with them, and they set up a meeting. When I got there, it was all the executives sitting around the table, and they had a TV in front and a big conference table. And we came in with all our gear on. We used to have our own shirts, own coats, and things like that. We just were really brand hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
We came in looking like stars. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you were supposed to. You came in branding. Yeah. Like I see your vision because like I said, everything you're saying, we're all following the same blueprint. And that's why that's why to me you're interesting as a artist, as a producer, as a movie maker, because now you're moving into the mogul realm, because you're a guy who, from a grassroots movement, you said, okay, I'm gonna make a movie. This is how I did it. Then I went to the local cinema and came in with a plan for them, and we worked that plan out. And for some of my fans, I always tell people when they come on my show, I got people from all over the world who listens to this show. And the thing about guys like you, when you do it from the ground up, you mirror other people in life who's done it the same thing. You're following the path to success. So I remember being at the movies to see that movie, the first joint, just to show love. And I could say that I was impressed that you was able to make a movie. I was more impressed that as a low budget movie, it didn't resonate as a horrible low budget movie. Like sometimes you watch a low budget movie as regular people, and you'll be watching it be like, bro, Rudy Ray Moore did better than y'all did, man. What did y'all do? Right. What is y'all doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just saying, like, we've all seen your low budget one rap guy star movies, and you be like, oh my God, this is terrible. But your movie wasn't that. So so continue. So you're in the boardroom and you chopping it up.
Yeah. So, and so we played the trailer and we lay down with, you know, I had the only person I could look up to was Master P with Bout It, Bout It. So that's what I was thinking when I made the movie. I was like, it just got to be at least comparable to that, because he sold millions of copies. And so I just did the best I could with the movie. You know what I mean? And I had made lots of music videos and TV commercials by then, so it wasn't, you know, that's why it was definitely better quality than what you would imagine. But so they enjoyed the trailer. They liked the idea of having a premiere style, a Hollywood premiere, and I had done a lot of events back then with Chris Howard and Howard Entertainment with Danny White, and I was making all their commercials, and we were putting on shows at the Karma, the Whiskey Lounge, the Zukar. We was doing all kinds of stuff. So I just thought the same way, like that should be a movie is an event. I remember when we was in high school, and we all, like everybody at Ottawa and all the other high schools, came to watch Friday the 13th, and it was packed that day.
Oh, and, for sure.
You remember that day?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I mean, we've had several of those type of events, kind of things that happen. You know, I remember when Menace to Society came out, and how we were so hyped to go see a black movie that was serious. You know, it wasn't meant to be funny. It was about the streets. For us as youth, we wanted to see that, so we was out deep to go to that movie. So I remember that. Felt like events. So I could see your vision of saying, yo, I'm trying to do some red carpet right now. You know, I'm trying to come out and do our thing. So that's kind of what I pitched to them, because and I know they remember having host those events. I mean, having those big old events and stuff like that when movies came out. So they was excited. They gave applause through the room, and then we said, well, how we want to do the money? They, you know what I'm saying? They asked me. I was like, 50-50. Y'all got the venue, I got the product. That's a win-win for both of us. Yeah. And they liked the idea, and we set a date, and then the rest was history, man. And everybody I was working with promoted the movie
along with, like Chris Howard. Also, Danny White brought all his cars. They got us a limo. So
You
we
did it
pulled
big.
up.
You did it big.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking of how I could, just have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then while I was promoting it, I was using the radio. I was using GRTV, WKTV. I was pushing it. I was putting commercials on Comcast. I was just doing everything I could. And then Hollywood announces that I Am Legend with Will Smith coming out on the same day. So I'm like, oh man. So you in Grand Rapids, a lot of people gonna be hating. Oh yeah, you can't beat Will Smith. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Right.
And I was like, man, I ain't even in competition with Will Smith. He could have the whole world. I just need like these 800 people to fill these seats in Theater 1.
That's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So then I focused on that. I did have a lot of people saying they was going to see that. I said, why don't you see my movie and his movie? Because that's what I'm gonna do. And we boomed all the tickets. And when I got there, it was, everybody was on the red carpet, all my family, everybody's taking pictures and pulling me all every kind of way. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like pandemonium. You know what I mean? I never felt that experience like that, like in the music. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you deserve it, man. You deserve it, to put that kind of work and effort in, to step back and look at the situation. You are a guy, you're a regular everyday guy who had a dream, who said, yo, I'm doing music. I'm understanding this business, how it works, but I kind of talked myself into making a movie and I followed through. I made the movie, had a premiere, had it come out. Yes, you deserve those accolades, my brother. What do you mean, bro? Yes, you're supposed to get snatched around. Somebody's supposed to be putting the bottle in your hand. You're supposed to have the big, stupid Kool-Aid smile. All of those things, you deserve that because you have put in that kind of work and effort and you had a plan to do it. So, and I'm about giving cats their flowers while they're here. So, yes, man, like that's a lot of love. Salute that's really cool to see somebody go out that way and say, yo, man, look, man, I had a plan and I ran it.
Yeah. And went all the way through with it. It was good to have a partner that would run with you, though. J Love really ran with me through the whole process. And I fell in love with the process while I was doing it. And when we went in the theater and we watched the movie with our peers, and y'all could hear the reactions to people, and it was great. And then after we did the movie, after we showed the movie, we got up front and we told people what we were doing, and we were going back on tour in 2 days. So we set up a concert for the next day at Ottawa Hills, and we did all the artists that we were working with. Plus, we took like some of the movie props and put them on stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
When we put the movie out on DVD after that, we had it come with the soundtrack as well.
Cross promotion. That's what's up.
Yeah. So then when everybody applauded afterwards, man, it just felt good. And then I birthed a new passion. But we did the concert the next day, and we went back on tour and toured for about 2 more years. And then I did. That's when I met Brandon Crayshawn. He was doing a comedy show for a local promoter, and they were performing. I was hired to film it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm filming. Red shirt security there. Larry Maddox on the ones and twos. It was going down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Brandon
classic vibe. Classic vibe.
Yeah.
I already know what it was.
Yeah. So Brandon was killing it, and after when it was time to get paid, red shirts got paid, Maddox got paid, I got paid, and Brandon got $5. Man, he did the most work.
That's too cold. Too cold.
I pulled him to the side. I said, "Hey, man, I can't make no promises, but I did a movie before, and I think a movie would get you out there, you know what I'm saying, and you'll be making more than $5 a show."
Right.
And so he thought about it for a couple days, and then he came to my office, and he was like, "Man, I'm with it. I got a story called The Perfect Romance." So I read the story. I was like, "This is great." So I developed it into a screenplay, and we did a casting event, a casting call, and about 13 people showed up.
Okay.
And, a few of them was like Nisha Nichols, Robert S., uh, my mom, my stepdad. We had Lacey Jones. You know, it was quality people coming. You know, to be in it, but it just what it, according to what the script said, it wasn't enough people. So I went up to Grand Valley and I talked to students up there to see if they wanted to be involved with the movie. And I met a student named Cody Tubbs, and he was willing to work that with me. So Jay, my partner Jay, had moved out to California, and so I was still in Grand Rapids, and so I worked on that movie with Cody. It was just me and him, and then we had a couple people helping, like my brother who passed away. His name was PG Prophecy. He was there, so we was the crew, and we were in the movie. Brandon was the star, along with Nisha Nichols, and we just filmed throughout Grand Rapids. And this one took a lot longer because I was touring, and everybody's schedules wasn't lining up like how when you shoot a movie in 3 days compared to a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we just kept working on it, and Bishop at over there on Oakdale.
Okay.
He let us use the church for the wedding scene, but he was like, no cussing.
Got to keep it clean for the church folks. Got to keep it clean for the church folks.
I was like, man, this is a movie. Ain't no church folks in here. It's actors. And so we had to work around that. A man was stealing a man's fiance, and no cussing happened.
Right.
We were trying to figure it out, but we worked around every little issue we had. With the cast, I just started casting just people started joining my team. Team Fireproof, and they started joining the team. So I started using them in the movie, and we got it done. And then I did the same thing, edited. Cody did most of the editing, and then I did the master edit.
Okay.
And then we got it done, man. It was great. I was like, dang, this is good, man. You know what I'm saying? And we got Grand Rapids in here representing the city. And so I set up another premiere with Celebration Cinema. And I went up there and met with Monica Sparks and Betsy. We had built a great relationship from the first time I did a movie. And this was years later. And I had a new movie, and I wanted to put it out on Christmas. And so they gave us Celebration Cinema South. And we promoted it on the radio, TV, the same way. Did the same thing. And it was another sold out crowd. This time it was like 250 people. It wasn't a big theater, but it was a great time. It snowed real hard that day, and I didn't think that people were gonna come because of the snow. But
right.
It was Christmas Day, and people get bored by 5 o'clock.
Well, yeah, you've been with your family all day, listening to they BS. The kids is running around crazy. By the time the end of the night come, in most families, that's their tradition is to go to the movies or go bowling. So you was in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. Like I said, your business acumen is spectacular.
I really like doing movies on holidays because after I do a movie, I'll sit down with Celebration Cinema and I say, when's the best time to put out a movie, or when's the best time to do this type of movie, and things like that. And they would give me good game on it. So
Well, that's in their
So,
best interest, that if you're
yeah.
successful, look at it from their point of view as a business. If you're successful, they're getting free money. They're getting money that they don't have to share with the big industry. Because if you know how it works on their end, I'm a person who pays attention to that because I like niche films. So when
Yeah.
you pay attention to how that breaks down for them, a lot of times a big company like Sony will have a huge movie event like the Avengers. Well, Sony will say to the theaters themselves, look here, we take 80% of the opening weekend. We need all ours right now. Y'all gotta
Mm-hmm.
get y'all's on the back end, right? And
Or
so they're renting, and then a lot of people don't know they're renting the movie. Like the movie's not given to them free. They're renting it from Sony or from Warner Brothers or whoever just put that movie out. They're renting that for a certain amount of time. So yeah. It's in their best interest to help you as a small movie maker, because if you're successful, their cut is bigger and they don't have to share. And if you can continue to bring that revenue, that's free money for them as far as they're concerned.
Absolutely. Yep. So at that point, I just felt like I had did everything I could do in Grand Rapids, and it just felt like I was hitting the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? I kept doing premieres. I went over to Woodland and showed it. I went to Muskegon and showed it. I showed it at Drive-In, and I was
How was
like,
the drive-in?
okay.
How did the drive-in go?
Oh, that was cool. That was real cool.
Because
But it was only like 30 people, but it was cool. 30 cars.
I mean,
look good.
It's a drive-in. That's part of the course. I want to say, that you only get like 50, 60 cars in a drive-in. Per film that's playing. That's what's up. What's up. How about we take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, I want to get off into the move out of state and more about how many movies you got. How can we get to the actual product right now in 2021? So let me take a quick break, commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Let's get it.
Hey, are you tired of having that upset stomach, that bubbly guts feeling? Then I need you to get with Tyrone's Gas X. That's right, Tyrone's Gas X is known to stop upset stomach, farting, wet farting, hard farting, bubble guts, squishy guts, and the runs.
Please use as directed. Side effects may be hair loss, weakness of jawline, weakness of pull-out game, lip dick, and pimples.
Tyrone's Gas X. Stop you from having that shitty feeling.
Brought to you by Mind Bender Incorporated in association with Ashy Radio.
Welcome back to Shots Fired with Simon Phoenix.
So you move now. Where now are you in Houston, or did you go to Vegas?
Well, that was the choice I had to make. I said, do I want to go to Vegas and be out there near Floyd, or go to Houston and I don't know nobody? I did have a cousin that lived down there, Stefan, and he was in my first movie, and he was doing comedy and stuff. So, and I made the decision purely on that I had my kids with me, and I didn't think Vegas was a good place for them to grow up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I chose Houston, and then we at that point we were having every Sunday. We have the whole team over, and we're eating Sunday dinner together, and we're building and planning. And so I'm like, okay, the next step is we got to expand our brand to other states. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's great. And then I said, okay, so who's coming with me to Texas? And there were like 5 people said they want to go. But
okay.
Come moving day, it was only Brandon, and my kids.
That was it. It was a wrap. It was like, nah, man, I'm scared of that. But you still made the power move.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't have everything I needed to go down there. I packed up my film equipment and I had Section 8 and I tried to transfer it over there. You know what I'm saying? And that's a process that take months to do. And, you know, I wasn't aware of that, but I'm a hustler too. So I just stepped out on faith. And, and I had heard Tyler Perry telling his story about how he's homeless and sleeping in his car and all that. And so I wasn't above doing that if I had to. You know what I mean? I had a vehicle and I had my cameras, and I also heard Tyler Perry say this. He said, "Focus on one thing," because I was kind of torn between the music and the movie, and you know, doing them both because music had me touring a lot, and
I
I was
already
missing
know.
time to see it.
I already know.
You know,
It's
so
that music thing is a whole different kind of bug. It's a whole different kind of virus going through you.
yeah.
I had Alfie the Great on the show, and I was expressing to him that, you know, it's like an addiction, and he was like, "Nah, bro." I was like, "Bro," and we sat around, talked more, and he was like, "Yeah, I see what you mean," but I was like, "Not, you know, no disrespect to that, but I was like, if you are a musical artist, you get off into that, music will have you outside broke, looking crazy, bumming it because you can't let it go." No matter what the world's saying to you, you can't let it go. It's such a deep rooted love. So I've had other people express that same love for things like I do for music. So I can see you being torn, you know, saying, "Oh man, you know, I love touring. I love being in front of crowds, but I want to be a good dad. But this movie thing calling my name, it ain't enough hours in the day to do them all."
Yeah. So one thing he said though that stuck with me was he said just choose one thing and that will make room for everything else you're trying to do. And so from that point, when I left Grand Rapids, I no longer was Moe Money McCoy. I switched over to Moe McCoy, filmmaker Moe McCoy. So I changed my whole brand.
Okay.
And I didn't tell nobody in Texas that I did music. I was there saying I do film. The day I got to Houston, I checked into the hotel. While we were checking into the hotel, somebody broke into my truck and stole all my equipment. I was like, "Oh man, how am I supposed to make a movie
If I ain't got no
equipment?" You know.
Damn.
So I still didn't let that. You know, I didn't let that bother me. You know, to the point where I would give up. So when I was looking for a house, and it was hard to find a house in Texas. The only thing they had was in the hood, from the hood. So I just it took me like 45 days to find a crib.
Okay.
So all the little money I did have went to food, hotels, and you know, I stayed with my cousin for a little while. But you know how family is. You know, it caused strife between him and his wife and my kids, and it just was too much. So I had to go use hotels. So I got the house in like 45 days. I was dead broke, but then I had a house. So then I went on Craigslist and I posted, "Hey, my name is filmmaker Moe McCoy. I want to make a movie." Me and Brandon came up with a movie called The Tickler horror film. It was because when I asked Celebration Cinema what kind of movies do the best, they was like horror, and they was like put it out on Halloween. I said okay. So next film we're gonna make is a horror film. We made a short film called 31 right before we left, and then when we got to Houston, we made the Tickler horror film. That was the first movie I made, and at the first casting call, 5 people showed up. One looked like the character, the Tickler. He looked exactly like. I was like, okay, we could use him. And then the 2 more with both cameramen. They had their own camera. I didn't know how I was gonna shoot this yet. And then and then it was two more comedians. So I started with that, and then I talked them into volunteering their time with the cameras, and we'll just all get credit from the film. They was with it. I did another casting event. We had got cool with Mr. Hoagie. When I went to Houston, I didn't know nobody but my cousin.
Right. So you had to propagate relationships.
I'm known. Yeah, now I'm known, and I met thousands of people. First, one of my strategies was just booking Brandon on stage to do comedy. And so, first of all, I met all the comedians in Houston. That was the first thing. And then when I met Mr. Hoagie, he had his own store. So we did another casting event, and we invited all the comedians. So they all came. And so that became part of the movie, too, is where the comedians would be doing stand-up. And the tickler was trying to find comedians and tickle them to death because he was teased when he was a kid and tickled till he would cry. So now he was so it's a horror comedy, and I just went around Houston. I met Miko Francis. She is she designed like makeup and she special effects makeup and stuff like that. So she dressed. The dude already looked like the tickler, but she had to paint his face and do his hair and things like that. And she killed it. You know what I mean? So we were shooting a scene behind this liquor store one time, and I wanted the tickler to go in and buy a Rello so he could smoke because he's stressed out, right? Mm-hmm. So we walked the actor in to the store in his tickler outfit, and people start getting scared and pulling out their guns. Like, man, what the fuck? Hold on, say man, say hey man, say man. We was in Greenspoint. They call Greenspoint Guns Point. So they pulling out their guns. I'm like, yo, I'm a filmmaker, man. Calm down. This is an actor. It's an actor.
Man,
they're like, man, get him the hell on out of here.
Man, they was gonna get her the business, bro. He was about to catch all the work.
Oh man. Oh man.
That means you did a good job.
But needless to say, we didn't get that shot because we had to leave. But we did get the rest of the shot, and I got the movie done. We edited. I had the guy editing, pay him to edit, and when I got it back, it was all wrong, man. It was terrible. So I sat down for weeks and re-edited myself to get it to a point. And then I found out what I called all the theaters in Houston, but the only one that would let me rent the theater was River Oak, and that's a real rich neighborhood in Houston.
That's so crazy. That is like the polar opposite of what you would expect. I mean, it makes sense, but it just don't make sense.
Yeah, and it was hard too because they wouldn't let me put my poster up. Celebration Cinema and Studio 28, they both let me put the poster up. So now, like, how do I market this to the people walking by and stuff like that? And I was real upset about that. And then they didn't put us on a marquee until the day before, and it just was that was a fight that we had with the Hollywood films that was coming out. They took precedence over us.
Right.
But the day before, they told me how to deliver the movie to them, and so I was going to deliver it, and my computer crashed the day before the premiere, and it was going to premiere on Halloween in Houston.
Damn.
And so that day, I re-edited the movie in one night, and I got done about the time it was getting ready to start. So as much I wasn't even dressed at the premiere. I had on a fireproof hoodie, because I was still working on the product
for the movie come out. You was in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, yep. So we had the premiere, man. Houston showed up. Like I'm talking about, we had that place packed. It was like 170 seats, but that for being into a new town, and not knowing anybody, I thought that was a great thing. All the actors showed up dressed to impress. We had the backdrop, and everything went good. They liked, people enjoyed the movie, and Broadcast Houston. It was a media outlet there. They
Okay.
came and they recorded, the behind the scenes of the red carpet, and that's one of the projects that's out on my YouTube page as well. Is the premiere to the particular horror film, and I just started movie after movie. Then
Okay. So how
I
many
was working
movies? How many movies in total do you have right now?
29.
So you got 29 films. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do a math breakdown then. So how many shall we say dramas or romantic? Let's say dramas first. How many dramas do you have?
Let's see, dramas. I got one drama.
Okay, so
Yep.
then how many romantic comedies do you have then?
I have about
You got to have some rom coms. I know you got some rom
three.
coms.
I got 3 rom coms.
Okay. So
Got a lot of comedy,
Hey.
a lot of documentaries,
okay.
behind the scenes. And 2 movies went to. I got a deal with Maverick Film,
Okay.
and 2 of my movies got picked up and distributed worldwide to Walmart, Barnes and Noble, Amazon Prime, Tubi, Film Rise, all the major platforms. The Perfect Romance, that was the one we filmed in Grand Rapids, and then Frequent Visitors, that was a thriller
Oh, okay.
that we yeah.
So
So and then done a lot of horror films.
in a lot of horror films. Okay, so my next question is this. So as the listeners are listening, where can we go so we can look at the catalog and then start making our purchases? Because I know some people gonna hit me and ask that question. So I'm jumping the gun as being a good interviewer. Where can we get the
It's all
product?
good.
Where can we get the product
Okay.
at?
So the Perfect Romance and Frequent Visitors are on Amazon Prime, Tubi. They're on Film Rise and Roku.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Someone to Love. That's another rom com that I star in. It was part 2 to Perfect Romance. That's kind of how we did it. It was a character from the Perfect Romance, Chris Mansion, that's who I played, and it went on to follow his story. And I filmed that movie twice, once in Grand Rapids and once in Denver. And that one's on Roku on HTV. That's Hendrix TV.
Okay.
Shout out to Baby Paul Hendrix. Got us on there. It plays like 5 times a day on the HTV channel. And I got the Tickler Horror Films is on YouTube and Facebook. My YouTube channel is Fireproof TV. So just type in Fireproof TV and you'll see the channel there. You can go to the playlist and it shows probably about 15 of my movies there.
Okay. So recap. My man got movies a little bit of everywhere. Make sure you check your Roku. Catch him on YouTube, most definitely. Fireproof TV.
Yep.
And your Amazon Prime. So you got your bases covered. You got your bases covered where you can go and check out the movies. And as usual, when I have a person on the show, my inbox is always open for further information. So we got through the movie, the Mogo, the man. Mr. Moe McCoy dropped the money, but we getting the money.
Yeah.
As my man always tell me, we getting to the bag, bro. We getting to the bag. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I always ask a bogus question of people when they come on my show. So
okay,
today's bogus question would be, if you were trapped in a 80s cartoon universe, what universe would you be trapped in? You old.
Ooh.
Let's see where your mind
80s?
is. Yeah, 80s. We talking about the He-Man era, Thundercats, Silverhawks, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Care Bears. We talk about that lane.
I think I would have to be a Thundercat.
Oh.
Lionel, that was my guy right there.
So you trying to be on Third Earth, bro? I don't know if I want to do Third Earth, bro. They got the crazy swamps. You got Mum Rock crazy ass running around shooting people with laser guns in his back booty cheek. You got Sly them.
Mum Rock.
Yeah, you got Sly them. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But we got the power of the universe.
Man.
Power of Grayskull, man.
Nah, man, that's He-Man. That's He-Man. Don't be messing it up for the He-Man fans.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
you running around with
He-Man was cool too.
You running around with the Sword of Omens. That's what it is. You running around with the Sword of Omens over there. That's interesting. That was one of my favorite cartoons as well. I'm going to go with my all-time favorite out of that time period. I'm gonna go with Transformers.
GoBot.
Yeah, I can't do the GoBots. GoBots was too cheesy, bro. The GoBots was too cheesy for me. I couldn't do the GoBots. Like even though the Transformers, like when you watch it now as an adult, is highly hilarious and funny things going on. But GoBots was just more of it seemed like it was more skewed for younger viewers. So couldn't do the Megatron was my guy. He's probably one of my all-time favorite villains. He talked the most shit. So that's where I'd probably be. I'd probably be on the other lane watching giant robots transform and be like, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Well, Mr. Moe McCoy, I appreciate you. I always say this to people when they come to the show, man. I really, really, really appreciate you stopping by and let me interview you and getting your story out here, because I think that you as a complete package right now is one of the most interesting people that I know, strictly based off the fact that you have movies that people can go enjoy, you have music people can go enjoy, you have been one of the biggest advocates for comedians and giving them venues to work their craft. So, to have you on my show, especially before you blow, because I know you're gonna blow, is a blessing in itself. So I want to say I appreciate you, my brother, for doing your thing. So thank you. Now, personally, go ahead.
You're welcome, and I appreciate you as well for continuing on and growing into such a medium as podcast, man. That's a major thing right now. Podcast is where people can get their story out, and definitely anytime you need me on the show or want me on the show, I'll be there.
Well, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And definitely, anytime that you have a product that's dropping, you got a movie, you got something going on in Houston, whatever, that, I want to tell you, like I tell everyone else, this platform was built for y'all. The purpose of this was to give all the artists that I knew, all the entertainers that I knew, all the business owners that I knew, a platform to say, hey, I have a place I could go that somebody going to ask me some decent questions, let me get out my product and not try to be salacious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what this is for that. So, whatever you got coming down the pipeline, holla at your boy. I'm here for that.
All right, well, check this out. I'm in Vegas now. I moved out to Vegas in March, and I filmed 2 movies here. Well, 2 movies and a documentary here. The Bad Boxer starring Justin Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Sr., Jeff Mayweather, Boo Capone, and Moe McCoy, and more. Yeah, the trailer just dropped to that. That movie is going to be dropping in the second quarter. So check out the trailer. It's some of my best work.
Now, y'all heard that. Y'all better be checking that out. I'm going to throw the trailer on my page so you can have a chance to check it out. Anybody you want to shout out, anything you want to say, anything you want to leave us with? Go for it, bro.
Yeah. I just want to shout out my staff and crew at Fireproof TV Films. Shout out iWin Studios, located on at 3950 Southeastern Avenue here in Las Vegas. And just shout out my partner in crime, Andrea Tyler, who stars in the movie Frequent Visitors, Someone to Love, The Bad Boxer, and the new movie that we just completed. We just wrapped on, Kings of Credit.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on to see. I want to see that. That's what I've been seeing your marketing push for that. And so I keep going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that one. I'm gonna watch that.
Oh
one.
yeah.
That look good.
That's gonna be it. That's a good one. I play a character named Chill from LA. You know what I'm saying? He kept going to prison, you know, making dumb decisions, but he got out and got on the right track. But then he started selling credit. So
that'll do it.
Got a little stick for him. It's a true story.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like that's what's up. Like every time I think about it, it just makes me laugh to myself that one of my favorite MCs turned into, hey man, I make movies.
Yeah.
I always find that to be funny, man. Like for real, bro. Like it's funny to me because it's just one of those things where it make you be like, word.
Oh, have you seen the Nappy Head documentary?
No.
Nappy Head Assassins documentary?
No, I got.
Okay, that's on the YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
Nappy Head Assassin documentary.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out because I didn't know that you had filmed a documentary.
Yes, when I was in Grand Rapids, I pulled up on each and every one of the Nappy Head Assassins. Only one declined, and Killer B declined, but everybody else is there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, I already know. When it comes to y'all as a crew, then that's one of my favorite crews from the city right there. So, because we are old, I come from the time period where, we all old, it just is what it is. But I felt like that dude right there and that crew, they always been dope. And to watch you go from doing that and knowing that you were touring and getting your Fireproof brand up and popping while you was doing everything you were doing, to then just turn around and say, I started making movies, and now I'm interviewing you and we having a conversation. You're like, man, I got 29 films. I got documentaries. I got comedies. I got rom-coms. We're going to have to talk behind the scenes. I think it's time for you to do an action movie. Trying to tell you, you need a middle-aged action movie. That's what you need.
Yeah, I got an action movie coming up in March. It's about some high school students that's causing a lot of problems.
Oh man. So. Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming to the show. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
As we have been doing lately on Shots Fired, I've been playing local music. So today I chose something that you are very connected to, which is from Rhymes the Ebony. Shout out, rest in peace to my man.
Oh, my God. Rest in peace, bro.
Song is Paying Dues. Featuring Shadow, Sid Swift, and more. I've been Simon Phoenix. This has been Shots Fired. Thank you very much for Moe McCoy coming through the show. Make sure you go and check out his YouTube page. Fireproof TV, and then go watch a movie.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, dude.
All right, I've been your boy. Thank you, Mo. Peace.
Peace.
Bring it back like 9-6 when shit was timeless. Now for a contract, brothers they be spineless. Others they go mindless. Peace they can't find it. The game is in the choke. I perform the Heimlich from the outside peeking in. About time I start killing shit. Back to the drill again. Cooking beef, y'all meat is slightly thin. Half a cat so feminine. What happens when them bright lights start dimming in? And all them bastard style no longer kin to them. I'ma blow my top, homie, in the man. On point like Johnny Flynn, the zone that I begin. Shit, music that incite the pigs. Say sit in shadow, man, they fight for this. Shorties popping Vicodins, MCs forgot what a cipher is. I see the way that they live like Roddy Piper did. I ain't liking this, Steven Strasberg with it. I'm on strike with it.
You wanna do? Hope your body coming with a bulletproof. You going down, should've bulletproofed your fucking tennis shoes. And yes, there'll be a fatality after this finishing move. Whether you the cause or just a bystander, innocent dude. Standing in the way and get your ass rushed. Bust to the head with a bottle, kicked in the nuts and cut. In the fucking days, don't know which way it's up. I'm coming for the money better. Looking at your Timex, it's about that time. For you to get a job, it's about that grind. Pulling out your little ass rolls don't excite me. Especially when your wardrobe is jeans and white tees. Ever since the clothing store, niggas don't like me. Got a few 16s, now labels wanna sign me. Got a little money, now niggas wanna find me. I'm still in the same place, niggas come and try me.
Beat the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Come again! You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Come again! You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Come again! You should know my stilo.
I show the world who's the boss. Just walk up in this office. Michael Jackson said y'all would wanna start this, but I'm an artist and I draw regardless. I'm not lazy like critics say Randy Moss is. My work ethic's so hectic. My bankroll makes sure it's look anorexic. Microphone check it. I could go bananas on a record, but only real niggas gon' respect it. Radio reject it. They don't even try to hear the message. If you ain't talking liquor or Louis, you're getting naked. Things change with time, I understand, but damn, it's feeling like we going backwards, fam. With the preschool songs, the immature clothes, grown men walking around like bozos. What is this about, y'all? What part of the game is that? It's lame, and last time I checked, lame was
I'm far from perfect, but I come close to spitting perfect flows. You clowns need to get a job doing circus shows. Keep your purses closed, I spit at certain holes. My flow is handsome, it could be fitted for certain clothes. Hey yo, this is not out of my usual Martin Lawrence flow, nigga, death by a funeral. Posing for these cameras is the only way you'll get the picture. You fucking with Kobe, Paul Gasol, and Derek Fisher. I lead the league in assists, no CD. I only fuck with artists that's willing to let me be me. No debts, nigga, there is nothing owed. I paid my dues and fought the best, no Larry Holmes. These rap niggas know to never say my name, dog. My buzz in the hood is louder than a chainsaw. Fuck what you selling, I'ma have to refuse. I laugh at you dudes, sorry but your flow sound used.
Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Come again! You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. Come again! You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. You should know my stilo. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched.